Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a best of 3 from the GSL Group A round of 8. It's going to be Byun versus Rogue over here. Zerg versus Terran. Korean versus Korean. I think the rank 10 versus the rank 13 on the Illegal rating side right now. So fairly closely matched, and Rogue has been looking honestly phenomenal in this matchup as of late. CVP, yeah, not quite as great. ZVZ, I honestly haven't watched it, but his CVT, good lord. I don't want to say that he's the most likely to beat Clem in a Zerg versus Terran, because there's other Zergs that are capable of doing it. I've seen several do it, but Rogue, for given how far away he is in ranking from Clem, he knows something that the other Zergs don't. Okay, there's a playstyle difference there in the late game specifically, where if he gets there, he feels near unbeatable with this mass overseer changeling style. Clem has been honestly struggling just an insane amount against it, and that is rare because Clem has been a late game beast in that matchup, beating everyone and their mom again and again and again. Let's see if Byun is going to go to that late game. Very frequently when we have watched Byun play in the GSL, he'll come out with kind of a new-ish style, a new all-in. Let's call a spade a spade. Very often when Byun shows up in the GSL, he'll prepare 2 all-ins and he'll just keep playing them until they stop working. So that is also very frequently how his runs end, is he'll introduce a build and he'll win in Group A with it in maybe the round of 16, and then in the round of 8, because he hasn't lost with the strategy yet, he'll deploy the same strat again and he'll actually end up losing with it because other people have now prepared for it. I hope that Byun is, once again, comes prepared with something new, and I also hope that he switches out of it before it starts losing, rather than only after it starts losing. But we're going to have to wait and see. He's done this with, we've seen a lot of 2-base all-ins, we've seen a lot of 2-Rex Reaper stuff out of him as well in the past in the GSL, where initially it worked like a train. Trains often work very well. They're also often late, but they work well. They bring you from point A to point B. As long as there's no leaves on the trail tracks, on the rail tracks, the rails. There you go. All right, triple CC coming out of our good friend Byun over here with the factory. No second gas quite yet, and Rogue is just opening with a standard gas link speed opener. Now I'm saying this is standard, but as of late we've been seeing a lot of gasless openers in Zerg versus Terran, and in general just a lot of roach openers in Zerg versus Terran. The reason why that is because Atrax has become extremely popular, and it is very difficult to beat when you're playing Lingbane. So a lot of players, they like opening up with the roaches. You can get a couple of Ravagers out to deal with tanks as well with these types of pushes, and you can go with the Ravager Lingbane, for example. You have pretty decent eco, you have okay-ish upgrades, like everything is fine. It's just a little bit easier to deal with the Atrax, and the early game also tends to get simplified a bit, right? Lynx versus Hellions, it's not great. You're gonna need to have some good queen maneuvering, but if you're playing Roach versus Hellions, all of a sudden life is pretty freaking good. Banshee is about to pop out over here. Tech Lab comes down, and this is shaping up to be a very standard game. We got the Byun fake cloak opener. He's done this so frequently, like so frequently in this matchup, where he'll open up with double cloakless Banshee, so that his follow-up bio push hits a little bit harder. I've really seen this an insane amount. So yeah, we're expecting Stim to start here, and double Banshee, no cloak. He's going to have a quick double marine drop behind this. His first 2 Banshees are not as likely to deal a lot of damage because they can't, they can't hide, right? They can't cloak. That's pretty much the point of Banshees majority of the time. So we see 6 Hellions start here. Extra barracks coming in, and the timing here is going to be just super freaking tight. You have that 100 extra gas that's going to make the build just flow a lot smoother. It really does flow a lot smoother, and nowadays, let's face it, Zergs have gotten so freaking good at defending that even if you do get cloak and you have your 2 Banshees, maybe you get 3-4 drone kills, is that really worth it if you're getting those drone kills like 5 minutes and 40 seconds into the game? Maybe it isn't worth it. Maybe Byun is correct here in skipping that. The Banshee's main task nowadays seems to be to try and kill some creep later on in the game and to stop run-bys from happening towards your third base. So Banshees are going to be capable of doing that while they're being cloaked or while they're not being cloaked. It doesn't really matter. You still have the pressure of them as well, so you're forcing out those spores. Look at the positioning here of the spore, though. That is in a weird spot. There's actually no spore in the natural. Oh, Rogue, you greedy dog. You greedy, greedy dog. Oi, 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 oi. Dirty dog. And greedy. This is nasty. Okay, it's going to add it in the end. This is some anti-liberator play, though. Holy crap. Okay, here they go. Going towards the very far top. Same time, we have a Ling run by now setting up to go deal with this third base. There's not enough Marines to deal with that Ling run by. The Hellions are trying to move in forward. 6 Hellions, all still alive. Here comes the double Banshee. 1 drone goes down, 2 drones go down, 3 go... No, just 2 drones. At the same time, 2, 3 SCVs will end up falling over here. Ooh, might even be slightly more. Marines move in to clear some of these Lings. Bailing Nest on the way. Quick rush into 1-1 upgrades. So we're going into a fast 5 Rex here for Byun. And he's about to reveal his hand. As I said, 8 Rex has become increasingly popular in this matchup. And I wonder if Byun is going to go for that build or if it's just going to be a fast 4CC and a more standard macro type of game. Alright, interesting move-ins. Not really getting anything done. I feel like at this point the Hellions are so pointless that you probably just want to run back. Rogue, by the way, managing to get up to 80 drones here. 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. Follows up with Hydra then plus Infestation Pit. Fast 1-1 upgrades, as mentioned before. And centrifugal hooks. So, yeah. Byun's going to need to deal some damage here with his initial push. If he can't get anything done, I think Rogue is going to be cruising into his favorite type of game. And that's going to be the late game. Oh, never mind. I don't think Rogue is going to be cruising anywhere into any type of game. Rogue is going to be dealing with an 8 Rex, as I mentioned, a very, very popular build. And here we go. 3 more barracks coming in. The depot wall is on the way already. Where the hell are the Banshees? Banshees are with the frontal push, actually, rather than staying at home. Hellions are active, trying to find these Ling run-bys, these flanks that you know are gonna come. Byun's actually going to catch a couple of these Lings. There is a Baneling nearby, so he has to be careful. So the Banshees now move towards the left to try and zone that force a little bit further. Rogue is at 77 drones, is going into Hive. 2-2 upgrades. He has the grooved spines coming out as well. This is a lot of money being invested in things that are probably not necessarily going to help immediately, right? Infestation Pit plus Hive. Now we get a couple of Hydras. This is going to be tough. Majority of the time we see a big Ling Bane run by that actually forces the Terran to engage into you a little bit quicker. And that's what we're going to be seeing here as well. Depot wall not quite done yet. Tanks or Banshees not really at home. Now the Banshees are going to return. Oh, can he clear these Banes? Can he? It's going to be so freaking important. Target fire with the tank is good, but Banes are still going to get some decent hits. At the same time, we have a tiny fight over here. This tank position seems insane, by the way, as 20 SCVs have gone down. 83 workers to 45. That allows Rogue to officially give up this base. He can say, hey, I will defend this with Hydra Queen for a little bit, but I can also just stop mining here. I'm out mining you in such a big way right now. I have a base on the left. It's going to be 4 base with 80 drones against your crappy army. As long as I don't take god-awful trades, this should be fine. There's a lot of defenses over here. No Banelings defensively, though, for Rogue. That is kind of weird. He's now going to move in. It feels like he's committing too much to defending this base, which doesn't really need to be defended. I think Rogue actually wants to hold over here. I am not certain if this is necessary. He's losing a lot of supply. He's now starting to reach one of the tanks a little bit, but I feel like this was not a very good trade at all. At the same time, we have an attack on the left side, and this is a base he really should have cared about, because this is the base that is much harder to attack for Byun. Byun is just running in. He's going to clear this. He's going to reset it to 3 base versus 3 base. A huge blunder here out of Rogue. He's going to clean up a bunch of these Marines. Hydra's now moving in forward as well. 2-2 has finished up, so he has the Carapace upgrade lead. He also has an attack upgrade lead. He's going to be clearing this. He's going into Adrenal Glands and Lurker then. A complete misunderstanding of the situation in my mind. These are not the upgrades you want right now. Vipers, that is what we want. Higher Baneling counts, that's what we need. Going Adrenal and Lurker at the same time. Those are resources that should be invested somewhere else. You're being all in. This guy has 50 workers. You have 71. Fort base does manage to stay alive over here, but that is crazy. That really is quite crazy. He's adding in 10 more drones as well. It's like, you know what, a 20 worker lead is not quite enough for me. Let me see if I can add 10 more drones. He morphs 5 lurkers, but Seismic Spines isn't done. Tanks are going to be capable of outmaneuvering that. First Lurker is going to get sniped over here. Bailing 1 goes down, Bailing 2 goes down. 3 does get the connections, but still a lot of Marines. More Marines now stimming in forward. Ling Run by coming in at the same time. Adrenal ain't quite done yet, so Marines will still be easily capable of clearing this up. We have this fight on the left side. Lurkers are going to be out of range as the base dies. Rogue facing the consequences of his actions. Those actions being Adrenal Glands, Lurkers, and Seismic Spines, rather than just getting more Hydra Ling Bane and maybe a Viper or 2. Instead, we're seeing this, and it is not looking that good. It is not looking that good. He still is up in workers, so he might actually be out-mining his opponent, but he's down in supply right now. Fort base goes down on position as well. We have Marines controlling the right side. We have Marines controlling the left side. Taking a fort base is going to be extremely difficult. Adaptive Talents is on the way. We have +3 Carapace on the way. Byun also starting +3 armor rather than +3 attack. That is a mistake. That is just a mistake. I've asked him before because he does this very frequently and he just misclicks. He does not intend to do this. He tries to queue them up at the same time, and for whatever reason he always queues up armor first. But yeah, GG is gonna get called as Byun wins game number 1. Game number 2, we have Byun opening up with a CC first. It's one of the builds that he infrequently throws out. Back in the day, whenever he would play CC first, it would almost always go into a 2-base on him. Almost always go into a 2-base on him. Start with the 2 racks, fast 2 racks, reactor tech lab before any units, get this thing rolling, and then just go absolutely ham with a tank all in from 2 bases. Have that solid, sick eco in the early game and kind of take it from there. I'm not sure if that is still his plan. He's opening up with double gas. I can't recall this being with a double gas opener, so we might just see a fast factory. There's a lot of CC first openers, by the way, that are really cool, where you have like walls on the low ground as well. I remember this was popular for a little while. Get like CC first, depot over here, barracks next to it, factory on top. You have that full wall, you're just freaking bumping Hellions across the map. Like, hell yeah. That's freaking sick. Does it die against a lot of different things? Of course it does, but if you don't die, you're gonna be a rich man, let me tell you. It's great. It's phenomenal. Yeah, it's gonna be factory here. Marine factory, reactor. It is double gas and he's heavily pumping. Look at this. Dude, he is super pumping the gas here. Usually we see like a pull out of gas at some point. Okay, here we go. We're gonna see a pull out of gas post factory. Just pulls out 2 though, so it's gonna remain 2 in gas. Alright. You know, it's his party. He can do what he wants. Overlord is going to move into like a semi-safe position. This is not like super safe, but it's safe enough. Like you kind of retreat over here to the right, you know. This thing's blowing up some steam. Psh, go over it. Like a warm butt. Dude, when you have like these toilets, you know, that have you call them bidets, right? The ones that have the water thing, and then some of them they have like the dry heat, like the drying function as well. It's like you sit on top of that, freaking toasty bum coming out of the toilet. Hell yeah, dude. When you go to like Korea, China, to these high-end hotels that we used to stay in when we had tournaments there, phenomenal stuff. Get that toasty bum. That is what I became a StarCraft 2 programmer for. I experienced that once. I'm like, holy crap, this is something you can do. I remember rented China and I arrived at night and my toilet had like this. It looked like there was a UFO like underneath. You have like this green light coming out. That was coming out of my toilet. That was just one of the things in there, like freaking futuristic. And it had all these options, all of them in Chinese. I just pressed the buttons. I sat in the toilet for hours each day, just playing with the buttons, seeing what happened. Phenomenal stuff. One of the best weeks of my life, honestly. God. Should have written down what model that was. Freaking the Bomb Blaster 3000. That was a toilet and a half, let me tell you. All right. Ooh, what the hell is Byun? He's playing. Oh, triple CC, triple fact. Ah, nasty, dirty dog. Oh, Byun. Dude, he really is a dirty dog. That is insane. Okay, so for the people that don't know, right now, for the past 6 months, the Cyclone has been bugged. So the regular cooldown on a Cyclone lock-on, according to patch notes, and what was supposed to be implemented was 4.26. We'll just round it up, 4.3 seconds. In reality, I think it is something like 2.3 seconds. So it is really freaking difficult to get winning trades against Cyclones because the lock-on ability is quite good. Back in the day, you'd lock on, then you'd kill a unit, and you need to wait for like practically 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds in order to get another lock on. But now it's only boom, 2 seconds and you're back in the game. So you're killing units at like twice the speed basically while continuously kiting. This makes the Cyclone, I don't want to call it broken, but completely busted and broken, and it's illegal. Blizzard has been aware of this for a while and has decided not to fix it, or at least isn't doing anything. I'm not sure if this is a conscious decision. Hellions are going to be moving in, but this is a lot of Zerg players have been complaining about, especially Korean Zerg players have been continuously mentioning, like, hey, there are a couple of Korean Terrans that play the Cyclone stuff, and it is so hard to get good trades against it. It is almost impossible to get good trades against these Cyclones, and nothing is being done. And seeing the master of Marine Micro go into mech, that is pretty darn telling, okay? That is telling for the Terrans that are denying that this is a good build order, or that this is a good style. It is some damning evidence. And there's a couple of Europeans as well. I'm pretty sure Hero Marine is very much into it. I think there's a couple of lower level Terrans that also enjoy it, but Clem doesn't really play it. I'm not sure if Maru has done a whole lot of Hellion Cyclone. I don't think I've seen it. Gumio is of course down with it. Like Gumio, he's been pumping Cyclones, taking names in the GSL. I think he took out Solar and Shin with it initially. All right, let's have a quick look over here. So we instantly get that lock-on available again. Gonna get a lock-on over here. Forward scan. Queen's in, well, just a little bit of trouble, in a lot of trouble. I don't think Rogue was ready for this. He went for Banelings rather than Roaches. Banelings tend to be a pretty poor option against this. You probably do want to get a bunch of Roaches out. See if you can get a surround on. Banelings, especially without speed, are never going to get anything done. Cyclones are just moving in forward over here. Hellions with the blue flame as well. This is looking absolutely great for Byun. Trade so far, 2k resources lost against 500. Oi, oi, oi. Byun right now, honestly, playing here like a Chinese toilet. Because he's bomb blasting Rogue pretty freaking hard, and don't seem to me that Rogue is enjoying this as much. Roach Warren is going up, but it's just going to be too late. Cyclones are way too efficient over here. Banelings are going to connect now finally, so that's going to, well, I was going to say even it up, but he's still down by a 1-to-2 ratio, thereabouts, in the neighborhood. Once again, gonna get that kiting back. It is so fast. Like, the reset of the lock-on is so fast. He's locking onto drones, onto overlords. He doesn't care because he knows he has the scan. He has the ability to react in time. He's just locking onto anything he sees, and he's going to be moving back. We have 4 factories pumping Cyclones. 4 tech. As long as he doesn't get surrounded, he can just move away forever. Hellions are being split out of the group. Gonna get a reset on that lock-on again. Another reset here. As, I mean, they're just never going to connect. They're never going to get the connections that they need. As a Rogue right now, 64 workers to 71, 96 supply against 128. And this fourth hatchery is going to die. There is an alternative base being built, but Byun is so comfortable right now. He's building the CC in position, and Rogue, I mean, he's not going to be capable of touching this. He just can't touch it. There's not enough creep spread. He doesn't have the units. He's losing his final queens, and I think this is actually going to be it, as Byun going to be taking out Rogue here in a very convincing fashion. Despite Rogue seeming so strong in the Zerg versus Terran matchup lately, he does not seem powerful enough to deal with these weird early game openers that Byun has been throwing at him. These oddities, these aggressive early games, really. Rogue not getting to the late game, has to tap out, and Byun wins this series 2-0.